Okay, figured some stuff out here in terms of my audio and whatnot. I know I was having trouble earlier. So yeah, so because I'm going to be dropping a lot of planes, I found last time the first thing I'm going to want to do, move this back to 0, move this back to 0, and now move this 5. And just set my camera up so that when I add a plane in there, it drops in and I don't have to rotate it. So what I'm going to try to do, got an image that I'm going to use as reference here. And actually, I'm going to grab a second image. There's another good one. I was already working on this. This one's really good too. More from the comic book. And I'm going to use them both as kind of reference. Because I like the way maybe this looks better than that. Yeah, I think we can go with that. Anyway, but basically the point is you want to use whatever image you're going to use, and then you drop it in there, and I'm going to use that as my main way to set up the model. The other thing I'm going to want to do is quickly change. This is all set up for Instagram, but because this is going to be, for one, this is a PNG, and we're going to want to change this to what is so width at 864, and then the height, it said 1152. And that's just to get it so that it's in the shape of the paper that I'm going to eventually try to axi draw it on. And so begins what we're going to do here. So I'm going to use this as reference, and basically for one, I want to take this out of, I don't want this in, well, I guess it can be in its own collection. This will be camera. Simple collection. New, now I'm going to start, the reason I want to do this is when I go to add materials and stuff to it, I want to make it really easy to just drag and drop in all the materials. So I'm going to call this, we'll start on helmet red, which this is going to be a different material, but it's also red. But yeah, let's start with that. That'll be plenty. Because yeah, start with helmet red. And now what I want to do is in here, I'm going to add in, I guess I could, well, no, I don't want to add in a circle. I want to add in a mesh plane. And I'm going to scale it down a bit and grab it and move it up here. And basically start to, you know, and maybe I'll want to make it a little wider, but basically now I'm going to bring it into point mode here. And basically I'm going to want to move these points and start to generate different points so that I can create the geo similar to how I want this to look. So I probably want another one over here. And you can see kind of what I'm going to be going for here. You're basically creating small little shapes, and I can zoom and use this. And I want to get it as close as possible to at least the shape I'm going for here. Yeah, so that seems to be okay. And then basically what I'll want to do is Control 2. Okay, nice, that worked. So now I want to edge select, subdivide that, and then I can Control 1 back to this, and you know, continue down. And pretty much it's a pretty tedious process, but the outcome is really nice because especially for the axi trowel, you just get all these different layers exactly how you want them. So I'm going to make him with an all red helmet. We're just going for a red helmet here. Let's grab this piece and bring it up a little bit. Yeah, so continuing through here, I'm gonna go to this and subdivide, go back, and you can kind of see slowly we're getting the outline of the helmet together here. And yeah, you'll see it comes out into a nice little piece here. Now I'm running up on this part. This part, I think I'm going to want this to be separate, even though it's pretty much red. Well, it's red and it's got some white, so this I will definitely have as a separate plane. Maybe I'll call that one helmet red white, like emblem, because that's Magneto emblem there. So going in here, subdivide. And so see, I'm running up on this thing. So I want to go around this object here. So perhaps I'll go like that. Well, is this a part of it too? Or is that just like some smudge coming off? I think that's just smudge. This is like a ink painting that some comic has done. So it's tough to tell if that's, but I'm going to presume that this is all still allowing for that object to be kind of how it is. And now I'm going to go over here, subdivide, grab that. And you know it doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be a drawn piece. Did that not sub? Oh, I grabbed the face. Okay. So that makes sense. So then down here, yeah, I've got to make some kind of sharp, because I think that's a part of it. That's kind of how it looks. Go back, grab this face, subdivide, which, yeah, and I'm just learning the hotkeys and stuff. I guess you can use W there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a bunch here just to get around this kind of emblem thing. So, oops. So I added in some extras there. And then, yeah, I'll just keep, like I said, it's just kind of going down the line and seeing how much you can get away with while maintaining, you know, the shape of everything here. But it's actually looking pretty good. Pretty stoked on the initial part here. And we'll subdivide that again. And yeah, I'm bringing this down. And then this looks like the start of something here. So I'll probably create a point here. And you know, this is all stuff I'm still learning. I'm sure there's people who have way faster techniques on how to get this done, but this was a way I was able to get a really great result with a transformer. I was trying to do a Megatron piece, and it actually came out awesome. Grab it. Look at this thing. And so some lucky person is getting this, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, I was able to do this all using that plane method, and then you can see it comes out with really awesome geo, and just looks unique when it's taken from that kind of digital look into the pen. So that's what can be really fun with this, is eventually when you see the final result. And so this is tricky here. It looks like there's this, but this is where it gets kind of, you know, all the tricks you can get, you want to try to use. But yeah, I want to keep probably till there. And like I said, it's kind of all deciding how accurate and detailed you want to make it. And remember, you know, you're kind of tracing someone else's work, so you want to try to make it your own. So I try to get kind of liberal with some of my choices. So now I can grab, well, I'm going to need to keep that piece there pretty much, and do another one here, and grab that piece. And yeah, this really comes all the way down here. You know, so this is all still red. I mean, I can add in some of that black shading and stuff, but we can also just make it really bright, because for what we're going to do, we're making this into an actual axi draw. So it'll eventually be in a drawn format. So yeah, in here, select that edge. Grabbing this piece, and like I said, it's as much as you can kind of get away with, and then go into the next one and just trying to make it look as nice as possible. And this one too, a nice thing you can do is you can grab it and pull it, but I've found depending on what you're trying to do, it'll hold shape, and it can be kind of clunky. So you have to make sure you know it's a good time to do it. So I'm going to follow this line down to here, and yeah, basically you can see how fun it is to start to create this kind of shape, and then you're going to get to shade it. And this also gets a really accurate look at what the character looks like, because you can use, like I said, you can use all kinds of different stuff to, so it looks like this is a part of the blue mask here. Start of the blue, kind of purple thing. Subdivide. I guess I'm gonna have to come up here. And yeah, parts like this is definitely where it gets tricky. Okay, so this is all still technically part of this mask. And yeah, pretty much you're just kind of trying to get as much of it sorted out as possible. Pull this up. It looks like go down and in here. Actually gets pretty close to allowing that. And then over here, subdivide this. I think it's gonna need two, probably another one in there. Fill that out, or you could, and this is where what I was talking about, you can grab this and kind of, but it moves everything, so it doesn't do exactly what I'd want. So subdivide. We'll grab this point and pull this out, and I think we can pull this one in, and we've got pretty good, as you can see. We're starting to get in there. And this part of the mask is really cool. So yeah, that's what the geometry looks like in 3D there. A lot of different points that we've created, but you know, like I said, the result is really worth it because it just looks so good from this format. And so that's a part of the purple mask, I believe. And then I think this is all still technically red, so I'm going to have to come around this part even more until I get to like there. And then now I'm going to want to grab this, come down here. This is going to have to come around here. This piece, yeah, is just going to have to anchor here. And as you can see, there's lots of lots of little stuff to get around. And like I said, there's no right way to do this. I'm pretty much a noob with this program. This is the first time I ever did anything like this, was the other day. It just came out so good that I was like, you know, I should show some people how easy this is to do with this program. So I could probably take it to there. As you can see, I still have to kind of get around this. But if you look, that's looking pretty good to me. I can pull this piece down a little bit, pull this piece down a little bit, and then yeah, that looks cool to me. And then I just have to get this piece here. So subdivide, and I'm actually going to want to anchor this piece here and do another one where we subdivide, and I can grab this. And we're almost through this part of the mask, which is cool. Could make this a little bigger. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. Like I said, you don't have to. But the cool thing is that's kind of the beginning, and that'll be what's traced, you know. Yeah, but I think that actually came out pretty good. And so now I want to zoom, and this part's pretty much done. I mean, that looks really good to me. So yeah, all that's good. All that's the red stuff, and then down in here we're still got some work to do. So subdivide there, grab this, grab and go around this thing. Let's grab it again, and let's do it a couple times because I know I'm going to need some points here. Get this guy going. This guy over here as far as it can go. And kind of keep it going down this way. We'll pull this up a little bit. But yeah, it's like I said, it's the fun of just you're gonna create this character in kind of a 3D setting. Maybe is never. I'm sure you could purchase models of this and whatnot, but this is more fun. So this is kind of a sharp point, so, and I just want to grab this and look at that, perfect. And then in here, and slowly but surely I'm getting through some of the more complicated part of the mask here, I would say. This emblem here. So now I want to subdivide and grab that point, and I want to bring it down here, make that an anchor point, and then add one in there. And I guess it kind of runs like that. So subdivide. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you can see I'm just, oops. Kind of grabbing the point to the different places that we need to fill up here. Yeah, that's looking awesome. And I guess we can run this one all the way up here. And then yeah, it looks like I'm gonna want to go to there, add another subdivide in, grab this piece, and we're gonna, yeah, it's like right to there. So yeah, move this piece up to there, subdivide. I guess this is where it gets a little screwy because I don't know exactly how I'm going to come out of this. Looks like this thing runs all the way. Like this is the, so I'm gonna follow that and make that be the line or whatever. And subdivide. I'm gonna have to come back around and make another one there. And this is where, like I said, yeah, it does get a little tricky in a way, because basically the rest of this is I'm gonna want to be this red color, so I'm trying to fill up as much of this as I can, even though it has some black in it and whatnot. That's not really of worry to me. And again, come over here and come all the way out here, and we could probably get away with that. It's what you can get away with sometimes. Yeah, just like that. And I want to maintain kind of a circular look to it, so I don't want to skimp on my points. If I need points, I can always grab them. So I'm coming up around here. Let's see, I don't want to lose sight of this, so looks like I kind of already almost did lose sight of it. Let's see. Yeah, so right up to there, and then the same thing, I don't want to skimp on points, so I'm just going to need to create as many as I need to get by this. So, looks like I need another one. And this is all for a little project that I thought would be fun to do during this time of kind of celebrating some villain characters. I don't know how that happened. I think I selected too many faces or something. So I want this to come up here. That's looking really good. And that's kind of the final piece there. Grabbing this one, connecting it up to this guy. And then so yeah, we want this all to connect. So yep, so that's connected now. And we're into kind of the dark part here. This particular one is really dark. I can't really see where I'm going, but I'm thinking it goes like this. And then, oh, did that thing again. I must have selected multiple faces. I did again, huh? Okay, so going back, let's just select the one. It can get screwy with the geometry if you're not careful. So pull that down. Okay. So I think I gotta go, let's go all the way over. All right. Now this can come down here pretty easily. And as you can see, when you get some of the more, which is gonna look really cool, some of the cooler stuff is a little harder to navigate around. But that's fine. That's what it's supposed to be like. If it was easy, oh, I did that thing where I selected multiple things. And I think this goes to like here. It's interesting. It's almost like he's got some kind of devil horns in a way. I wonder if that was a subtle nod there. Oh, I did it again. So I'm going to want to grab this guy to like there. We're actually going to need someone on the top of this. And yeah, pretty much this gets interesting. We're probably going to want to anchor a point there. And you can kind of see where stuff needs to go to help finish it out. Oh, it looks like I can get this done with just that, which is nice. I'll pull this down a little bit more. I guess I could do it the right way. We'll add one last point over here. And I'll use that to peel out around. But as you can see, a little bit of a process, but like I said, we're, I mean, the red was going to be the hardest, at least in terms of it was going to be the most distance covered. And yeah, we're looking great. Coming through here. Oh, let's grab that piece, and yeah, I think we can take it all the way down. I mean, look at that. Oh, we still have this side piece, but yeah, look at how good that's already looking. I'm pretty stoked. So now let's go over to this part. Control, subdivide that, and we'll run this. This might have to be its own plane because this one doesn't cut through like how that one did. Does it? I guess it kind of does. Well, like I said, you can take some liberties. I'm taking some liberties here. And we're doing this so that there's part of it, the red helmet coming down there. And we'll finish out here by bringing this piece out. And like I said, you can kind of cheat stuff. That's part of the beauty of it. Go back to 0. Sorry, I messed up on the control there. Subdivide. And actually, I think I'm going to need to keep that guy right here. And then we'll go in there and we'll subdivide again. And we'll start to pull this back out. And we'll peel this back out. And over here. Yeah, we're really starting to get something. Looks pretty good now. Oh, I'm on the purple. Oops. So I only want to go to this white here. And we'll let that be the other side of the helmet. And then I can, I guess, sometimes this little bit more perspective, you can't get too tied into one zone here. Let's probably go there with it. And we'll subdivide that. And we'll peel this guy up there. Tighten that up a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, we're closing in on the end of the red mask here. I'm gonna need to put an anchor point in there. Right on the tip of that. And this is where it gets nice to add these little touches here where I'm really trying to make this kind of look a little smoother than usual for this part of the mask. And then in here we can keep going basically, and yeah, let's go like to there. Subdivide and I want to keep this, you know, like I said, looking as sharp as possible at the end here. It's easy to just say, oh, whatever, let's just throw this last part together. Yeah, basically, I think that looks really clean. There. So we've modeled the first layer of the helmet. Did we miss anywhere? You kind of want to look and see. I think that actually looks pretty clean. So yeah, it's kind of, I guess, the beginning of the process. And then basically, you know, you want to make sure you do a new collection. And for the next one, I'm going to call this Red Devil Horns. All right. And you want to make sure you're out of edit mode and you're in object mode. I found that the hard way. And I'm going to create another plane. And now that's in Red Devil Horns. So if I make that disappear, that'll disappear. And it just is an easy way to create layers when you're going and going to eventually do, you know, your final product to the axis draw. And so I'll scale this down a bit, grab it and move it up. And let's just, this one's going to be tough. Let's start right there. And basically, you're going to do some of the same stuff we just did. You're just going to be working with a new plane. And as you can see, I've chosen to kind of quickly get some of the emblem done there. And like I said, we've actually done most of the hard part. We're at the easy part of just having to fill in some of this unknown geo here. Boom, that's in. Now on the sides, this is where it's going to get pretty dicey, or it's going to be a lot more difficult. So I'm going to zoom just so, oh, I don't know what I did there. Maybe because I'm in object mode, but I'm just trying to, You can tell I know so much about this program. I don't know why I keep pressing the wrong thing. So go back into edit mode. I want to grab this and anchor it on the side there. I'm going to do another one on this side. Same thing. Oh, it even knew where I was going. And then subdivide here. And now I'm going to grab this and we're going to run along the top. And we'll subdivide there. And we can kind of see where we need to go because luckily we have the other piece there. And, you know, subdivide and conquer. That's what this one should be called. And like I said, you don't want to skimp on these parts on having lots of nice points because it just won't look good when you actually go to draw it. You want it to have personality and, you know, you want it to look really good. Peel this one back to like right there. And so that's why I take so much time on these different parts where I'm sure people could just zip through it, but I'm really trying to make this look super pro, as I'm sure you're like, why is he going so slow? But yeah, slowly here, I'm getting the horns done. Our devil horns, as they're called. So I guess I'll run this up to here. And now subdivide, grab this point. I think this point will just come out and yeah, it'll fill it nice. And as you can see, we're close to the end now. Very close to the end. So I think, yeah, I think I can go all the way up here and then just do one more nice point that just goes out to there. And now if I take off the helmet, you can see that that's now got the emblem kind of look to it. And I want to do the same thing on this side. which is create those anchor points. No, it did it again. Okay, so I want to grab this and just put it right there. And we'll slide that out to here. And yeah, like I said, I feel like I've started to kind of get a method to my madness. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it's kind of like you go kind of point to point, essentially, where you know there's a change, or there's, you know, another point that was created there, and then you can kind of clean it up on the back end if it looks kind of wonky. And so like for this one, yeah, I'll probably go to there. And you just kind of see what is going to work. And go back up to this one. And knowing some of those hotkeys is super helpful as well. So I'm using a lot of Control 1 and 2 to change from faces to vertices. And yeah, like I said, a lot of the times you saw I tried to go one direction with it. I'll see immediately that I need to go the other direction. And that's probably just instinct and something you'll develop over time. But yeah, we're almost to the finish line here. I'm gonna want to put this point out there. I think this might be the last one, hopefully. Yeah. And so as you can see, now we have the two kind of separate layers there. So if I just want to show the Magneto mask, the red Magneto mask, I can do that. Or if I want to get rid of all that and just show the devil horn emblem, and I have those as separate collections. And so that's kind of how that goes. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this. I should save this. And save it in there. You want to save all the time. But yeah, I'm still going to keep doing music tutorials as well, and hopefully show you more of the inside world of doing axie draws and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Then basically what I would do is I would render out a pass that's just this, a pass that's just this, and then I would use those different layered pictures and make sure they match up evenly, and then you can change out pens based on the different layers and you get a really cool effect. So that's kind of how I've been starting to do some of this villain series that I'm working on, where I'm, you know, drawing inspiration from different villains, from stuff that I like. Here's another one I did that's hung up in the studio. A little Destro action from G.I. Joe. And yeah, I'm going to be selling these on the web, partyonmars.github.io. I'll put them up there, and yeah, I'm going to start posting them on Instagram and stuff. And so hopefully some people will start buying them and enjoying them and hanging them up in their place. Villain's got to get some love too. So thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to finish up the Magneto mask one, and I'll probably post the Transformers one I did as well, which I'll pull that one up so that you can see a final one done in all its glory here. And so, I've got to turn rendering on for all of them, enable and render, because I was turning it off so that I could do the different layers. This was how I found was the best way to do it. And so now if I render, there it is. in all its glory. and it was really easy. I created this smile in Touch Designer using some circle top stuff. That was the only texture element that I added, really. The rest of it is all just, you know, I don't know what is going on with this. What is this? Anyway, it's bizarre. It's gone though, but yeah, as you can see, this is kind of the final product, and you just use a light, and then you get really bold kind of look, and yeah, like I said, it came out awesome. I was really happy with it. So I'm going to try to do one similar to that with Magneto. I'm going to finish that one out, but I'll stop boring y'all with this stream. But thanks so much for tuning in. And yeah, look out for the villain series. Hopefully there'll be a bunch more. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.